Understand, as a rideshare driver, whether driving for Uber or Lyft, no matter what your earning strategy is, no matter how much you cherry pick, the goal of the ride-sharing companies is to get you to continue driving while earning less money. What up, folks? Once again, it is indeed your boy Tim with another ride-sharing video. I am really starting to rethink this shit. I make it clear, as a part-time driver with a day job, I only drive when they're offering incentives, earnings guarantees, surge pricing, streak bonuses, and things of that nature. Nevertheless, watching some of the other videos from some of the other content creators, it appears even as if what I'm doing may now result in a loss of income. It appears that they have found ways to even get the most savvy drivers to make less money. Now, I watched a video the other day of, I believe it was the rideshare professor or one of the other content creators, received a letter from a driver. Now, I have no proof of this. This is an allegation being made against, I believe, Uber, but in my humble opinion, this shit is totally believable, 100% believable, because they've been lying to us since day one. A driver was engaged in an earnings guarantee, a fairly decent one, a few $100. You know, you take a certain amount of trips, and they guarantee that you will earn at least this amount for those trips. Some of those earnings guarantees can be over $1,000. So in the middle of his earnings guarantee, the app notified him that we're doing a DMV background check. And you already know when they do background checks on us, they suspend us from driving. Some of those background checks can take days, if not weeks, in some of the worst cases, months. I had one driver in my comment section say that he was on a background check, I think, for over a year. So understand that you don't always get out of those real quick. Why the hell you would suspend a driver who's done nothing wrong for a routine background check makes no sense at all. However, if they're on the cusp of earning a decent earnings guarantee, where you got to tack on a bunch of money onto what they earn to make the guarantee happen, it makes perfect sense to implement a background check in the middle of that shit, because it guarantees that driver's not going to get the money. Do I believe Uber or Lyft would deliberately do something like this? You're damn right I do. You're damn right I do. And I'm going to assume most of you folks in the comment section, particularly my veteran drivers that's been driving for any length of time, I bet you believe it too. I bet you believe it too. I've covered so many lies and acts of dishonesty coming from both Uber and Lyft. Uber in particular, but Lyft has followed suit. That the notion that they would deliberately put a driver in the middle of a background check to prevent them from completing an earnings guarantee, I believe that could happen. I've done videos where they've shown where if a driver is in surge pricing, they actually reduce the cost, reduce the payout of the base fare. So let's say you're driving for 80 cents a mile, and all of a sudden you're in a 3-time surge. They reduce the 80 cents a mile to maybe 65 cents a mile. You're making surge pricing, so you're going to make more for that trip than you normally do, leading the driver to potentially not even check what the hell just happened. Keep in mind, there are millions of rideshare drivers all over the damn world. If you're shaving off a few pennies here and there and all over the damn place, it's literally making the rideshare companies millions of dollars. If you decide to put someone in a background check that's in the middle of a damn earnings guarantee, that one driver, you could easily take a couple $100 from that one driver. Let's say you're in the middle of a $500 earnings guarantee. I've done some $400 earnings guarantees recently, and by the time I'm done, because I maximize that shit by only doing short trips so that they have to contribute a larger amount, I've had an earnings guarantee where they actually had to contribute $200+ to make the guarantee happen. If they threw me in the middle of a background check and stopped me from the earnings guarantee, that's $200 that they just took from me. One driver. That's just one driver. Imagine if they're doing that to 10% of the drivers in different spots, how much money they're earning from that. Do I believe that they would be willing to do something so awful? Yeah, I do. In the comments, have you seen anything like this? Because this is the shit of class action suits, class action lawsuits. And I've said it from day one, the only way we're going to finally get some type of fair play with these companies is you're going to have to be willing to trade that flexibility moniker for a W-2 gig. I understand it. I'm in the same camp as most of you. I want to remain as an independent contractor. But fact is, they're just not going to play by the rules. They are using the independent contractor label to rip us off. And I don't see how that's going to be curtailed unless you become a W-2 employee, whereas you are now entitled to labor law protections. As an independent contractor, you're not entitled to any damn thing, and they are literally going for every single loophole they can go after to continue ripping us off. Now, in addition to reducing the fares, doing surge pricing, or even putting you in a fucking background check in the middle of an earnings guarantee, I'm also hearing that if you get a big tip, they cut the amount of the base fare you would have earned. Forgive me for bouncing all around, but let's say you had a trip, an upfront pricing trip, paid $15. After the trip, you get a really generous passenger to give you $20. All of a sudden, Uber or Lyft starts taking away from the base fare of the $15 you would have earned. I'm hearing that shit is a possibility as well. Whereas they have a predetermined amount that they think the driver will be happy earning this amount. Anything they get above that, we can help ourselves to it. If a driver does a $10 trip that happens to pay $20, he'd be happy with 15. We'll keep the 5. Are they really doing this shit? Have you seen anything like this while driving for Uber or Lyft? Let your boy know in the comments, because I'm seriously having second thoughts of even doing this shit as a second source of income. It's just getting too ridiculous. Let your boy know in the comments. As always, subscribe to the damn channel. Click the like button. See you in the next video.